Good goddamn morning. And I stole that introduction, by the way, so I should probably not do that too much more often. This is a later entry than normal. My last videos I've been actually doing first thing in the morning, but this morning I got stuck into writing, and I ended up writing for about 2.5 hours, which ended up cutting into my work time. So I jumped straight into work. Now I'm on break, so I figured I'd do this now. Today's day 16. We are looking good. We're looking really good, actually. Looking over my notes, I had a really good sleep the first half of the night, and then I woke up, went to the bathroom, and then heard the cat eating, and then listening to the cat eat while I was on the toilet made me think about other things. And so when I went back to bed, I couldn't get back to sleep for a while. It took me about half an hour, but I didn't sweat. And when I went to bed, I got to bed on time. So yeah, no remembered dreams, no crazy lucid or vivid dreams, which sucks a little bit because they're kind of fun, but also it's a good sign that the physicality of the withdrawal is starting to leave me as far as the marijuana is concerned. As far as the quitting video games thing goes, yesterday I was doing some research and I ended up buying some equipment for the internet. The internet in my basement, because I work from home, I need a higher quality of connection. As it stands, we have the home router upstairs, which sends out a decent signal. Like right now, it'll probably pull 20 meg down, but I need more stable. I'd like to put a local area network, like a switch in here, so I can plug all my machines into it. And the original plan had been to drill holes through the ceiling up over here and have it come down and then run cables just into the equipment from that, from a switch. But the wife doesn't want me drilling holes through the floor, and to be perfectly honest, I don't want to drill holes through the floor because it would mean that I'd have to go digging around in the subspace. So I looked up and found another way to do it. And while I was in the process of buying all of this and kind of planning out how it was all going to lay out, there was this sneaky, sly little thought in the back of my mind that was saying, oh man, how good would it be to play video games on a stable internet connection? Up till a couple of months ago, and the time that we've lived here, I had tried, to play video games with guys that I work with or friends of mine online, like Rocket League, or Call of Duty, or Apex Legends, or any of these other games, and we would run voice comms like everybody does, but my voice comms would always be shit. My sound would always sound like it was speeding up and then slowing down, and my connection was never ever stable, especially in the evening when I was trying to play. I just could never get a good connection. And then eventually, once everyone had gone to bed and I was still playing with my friends, that's when I would notice that my connection would start getting better. But that was usually by the time that they were completely passed out. And so then I couldn't play games because it was like, everyone's going to bed. So I never really got to enjoy the money that I spent on those games because the internet was always so unreliable down here, being on Wi-Fi. And my brain was like, man, how fucking good would it be to pick up Apex Legends right now with a stable internet connection and be able to play it with your friends. And I noticed that it was really pulling on that social aspect, that social element of, oh, you could do this. You could just go bring the PlayStation down and reinstall the game and play, and it'll be awesome. And that was going on the entire time that I was designing how I was going to put all this equipment in. And I had to remind myself out loud. I had to say it out loud. I was like, mate, that's video gaming. That's not what we're doing. We said no video gaming, so no video gaming. But yeah, 2 weeks in, 2.5 weeks in, and we're still 2 and a bit weeks in rather, and starting to see more insidious, sneaky ways that the brain tries to get those things back. And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to be observant of that. But I think the important thing is addressing it right away and calling it out. I find, and this is something that I've noticed that my wife has started doing, but I like to talk things out. And the reason I like to talk things out is because it helps me to hear what I'm thinking, in a way that can be a little bit less biased to what I'm thinking, or a little bit less attached to it. So I put those ideas out into the world, and particularly if I'm having thoughts that I'm not so sure on, or thoughts that I don't like, or thoughts that I don't want, I find that saying those thoughts out loud gets them out of my head, allows me to recognize how ludicrous or absurd or wrong they are, and then I can let them go. And this is talking to yourself in essence. People when I was young used to say that people that talk to themselves have mental illness problems. I would say that might be true in some cases, but I think if you're talking to yourself with a purpose of trying to figure out exactly what you're thinking and whether or not it's useful to you, talking to yourself can actually be quite useful. And as an offside, talking to yourself can actually be really useful to help practice saying things. This isn't really so much related to withdrawal from marijuana or video games so much, but if you have a speech coming up, or you want to talk to someone about something and you're not sure about how to say it, practice it out loud. Practice saying it out loud. Think about the thing that you want to say, and then start coming up with ways to say it out loud, because you'll figure out pretty soon, listening to what you say, what works and what doesn't work. And particularly if you're worried about a certain person that you're trying to say something to, or that you want to have a conversation with that may be uncomfortable, you'll hear what's going to work and what's not going to work based on what you know about the person. And I think that's quite useful. Anyway, so we're at day 2 weeks and 2 days. I'm feeling good as far as the physical side of the marijuana use is concerned. I'm definitely at the point now where I'm starting to get mental clarity and feelings back, and I'm getting enjoyment from that too. I'm getting enjoyment from connecting thoughts. When I'm in a drug funk, I tend to not connect thoughts so well. Things tend to be a little bit more like right here, and that's comfortable, but it means that it gets tiresome having to connect more than one thought. So yeah, and then of course this whole issue with the internet thing should be interesting. What I am looking forward to though is being able to stream movies on high def downstairs while the wife is upstairs streaming movies at the same time, because in the evening when our connection turns to shit, that has been a problem in the past. And it even is a problem with the computer. Like if I'm trying to download something while she's watching, Netflix or whatever upstairs, I've noticed that internet speed just tanks. So hopefully what I do set up will work, and then I can enjoy the productive aspects of it more than the video game side aspects. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have for now. And ka kite anō.